year anniversary. So
Shout
you
out,
know,
congrats.
yeah. So it's 1 year anniversary on dating, not married yet, but we're in a relationship. I don't call relationships dating. Dating is dating, relationship. So my 1 year in my
Fair.
relationship, we dated for 6 months, then did a relationship for 1 year. So ultimately, it's been like 16,
Real quick,
18
on
months.
that note, real quick. So y'all came together and said, "This is the date. Like we're making it official this day."
For the relationship,
Yeah, relationship.
yeah, I asked her to be my girl.
Right. It's funny. Years ago, when I was telling it to like one of my older friends, whatever, and I was saying like, yeah, you know, me and my girl, we got our anniversary, whatever. And he married. He was like, "You ain't married, you?" I was like, "Yeah, we got it." He's like, "That shit don't count. What type of dumbass shit is that?" Like, and I was like, "Nigga, like, first of all, I'm also big on just intention."
Yeah.
So it's like, no, this day is so anything before this day
It
don't
does not
count. It
count,
never
right.
happened. And this day move forward. No, we together. I'm making that commitment. This and
Yeah.
that, whatever. So I think those type of things. I understand everybody don't do it, but I do think that's like a natural thing. I think it means something, whatever. You know, it should be respected. Such. Now, of course,
Yeah.
marriage is different.
Yeah,
but-
100%. And I think, I mean, of course, that's something a married folk would say,
Right.
Because they have to minimize the aspects of a relationship because they're married. So it's like when you say, yeah, I won a championship in college, but this person got an NBA championship. Like, nobody care about that NCAA championship. But
Fair.
for where I'm at in my life, this championship means everything to me. So, it's the fact that with the landscape of relationships in the world today, with the mindset, with the propaganda and all of the things that tie into it, being able to sustain a relationship with as many elements as ours have for 1 year is something worth celebrating. Now, we're not about to go all out. We did actually celebrate 6 months. Like, we really celebrated it. For the 1 year, we literally did a cleanse. We set up last night after midnight saying, this is what we want year 2 to look like. This is what we leaving in year 1. This is who I'm going to be. Who are you going to be? How does that look? And if we make it past year 2 to year 3, because each year is year to year for me. If we make it to year 3, it's going to be because we were meant to make it. We're not forcing it. We're not doing none of that. So that was like one of the things that we were I was very intentional about, and like we are adamant about in this season, where it's like, you know what? We're going to walk into this year our best selves. Like the first 4 or 5 months of our year in a relationship was like unpacking trauma. So it's like, you feel me? Then the 6 months after that was about dissolving that trauma. So it's like, now, all right, cool. We understand each other. We didn't blended our families. We didn't got a house together. We didn't did all these things that's way beyond the timeline of what the average person has done. Now we have to be intentional about being a partner that we want to be to each other, and like however that look. Like I was like stressing to her last night, like, listen, man, like I don't care what you want to do. Like when it comes to something that make you happy, I'll make the decision on if I'm happy with it, but I'm not going to make the decision on if you're allowed to be happy doing it. Meaning, like, I'm not going to stop you from doing you in a sense because of whatever my, level of comfort. I will either get comfortable with it or be okay with saying, you know what, this is a determining factor that we not meant.
I agree with that.
But vice versa. Like, I'm not going to allow you to stop me from doing things that make me happy because they make you uncomfortable. Now, we also have boundaries and understanding about what's disrespectful. So we're not talking about the surface of just like stupid stuff. I'm talking about like real career opportunities, real, like things like that really could be a hindrance, but somebody might not take up for the sake of their relationship. And I don't want that in my relationship. It's like, no, listen, if you got an opportunity, I can find a way to be comfortable with it. If I'm not, then we understand, and vice versa. Like
for sure, yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Me and my girl, again, our anniversary come up about a month from today, and it'll be 9 years. And so ours is a little different because we met at 21 and 22, so literally grew into adulthood and refining ourselves and maturing and figuring out what the fuck we gonna do, how the fuck we gonna do it, what is our best selves, how does that look, whatever, how you gonna tap into that, whatever. So I feel like that was like the first maybe 4 to 5 years of that, and then you throw in a baby in the mix with a pandemic and shit like that, whatever. So I feel like the back half of the 9 years is like, it's very clear. Now let's just
I love that, bro.
Attack that type shit, whatever. And then to your point about I totally agree with like the idea of like, no, whatever you want to do, you have the right to pursue that and do it. And I have the right to be like, do I want to be a part of that journey?
I reserve that right
to
choose for me. Like, you could choose for you.
Yeah, and I said, I'm just I don't really have to think about much. Yeah. It's very clear, like, this ain't for me, and it could be that, whatever. So I know years ago, because she's into nursing, whatever, and she just said, I think I want to do travel nursing maybe. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. That wouldn't work for me, though. Yeah. Like, I'm not about to be with a long-distance relationship and travel nurse. That just wouldn't be. Now, I'm not about to tell you, you can't be a travel nurse. Like, no, I'm like, okay, cool. So this is where, if you want to go do that in the near future, whatever, unfortunately, this is where we have to part, whatever. Yeah. Like, but unfortunately, she didn't do that dumbass decision because we here now.
Of course, he say that.
And then now it all worked out with it. But I was like very clear. There've been other iterations, and again, like I feel it's very low hanging fruit to be like, oh well, the deal breaker or boundaries. No, but again, I feel it's even more nuanced when it's about something that it could be for your betterment, but is it for the betterment of us though?
Yeah, that matters.
And, possibly not. Whatever. Then you gotta make that decision.
Now, one thing I want to piggyback and insert a question into the because not even first I'm gonna say what tends to happen is how we reserved our right to say, look, you could do it, but I'm not okay with it. Mm-hmm. What I've noticed with through relationship coaching, through relationships, through having women friends, and just like understanding women in total, that they remove their right to do that and then feel like we forced them not to, and then when it was our time, we chose what we wanted, and they couldn't force us not to.
For sure.
And it's like, no, in both situations, we reserve the right to be okay with something or be not okay with it. In most cases, men just exercise that right.
Sure.
Where the woman might be like, well, do I really want to go or do I want to keep my relationship? And 9 times out of 10, they keep the relationship because to them, that is more important. Now, to us, it's not that the relationship is not important. It's that if we making a decision to better our career, we understand that ultimately betters the scope in which we are able to provide for our family. Mm-hmm. So it's like, could it be the same for them? Yes, but that's not going to be their sole purpose. Mm-hmm. They're not looking to provide for the family if they got a man. The man is going to add that element.
And the man don't necessarily care as much about you being able to provide.
Exactly. So it's like, and that's why like these conversations are not black and white. And I ain't gonna say they're gray, but it's just so subjective and so circumstantial because it's like how you just said, we don't even care if you make more money. So you trying to convince me that the opportunity is because of more money. Notice how I said it would make you happy. I understand that it's an emotional component that's tied to their decisions. So to me, it's like, if that's genuinely gonna make you happy, go ahead. And even if the money is a part, but the money is not going to be the reason, I'm saying, yeah, you know what? You're going to make an extra $50K. Because I would just tell myself I can make an extra $50K and I'd rather have you here with me. Mm-hmm. So it can't be the money. But for us, it might be a money opportunity because it's like, if we can't make this extra $50K, that actually is tied to how you look at me. That actually is tied to our ability to be able to do extra things. And you actually do look to me for that. Mm-hmm. So that's the difference in how we view things versus how they view things.
For sure.
But